2, 3, 4.
So this is part 4 of my warm-up, and what I'm listening for here is the sound quality between the two notes I'm referencing or playing. So I start on the C, low C, and I work my way down in semitones. And this I first got onto when I started listening to Arturo Sandoval talk about his warm-up. Always matching the sound quality of two notes is what he was striving for. So for me, I would spend more time today on this section of my warm-up. But some days it just seems to work, and I don't sort of spend more time on it than just going through it once. But I really want to focus on that resonancy, which is why the low notes are really important, to me at least, in the early stages of my practice session each day. So, after that, I go into various ways of continuing this warm-up by transitioning into more of a practice session. And it really depends on a couple of elements. First of all, how am I feeling? You know, if I'm not feeling so great, I might just stick to a prescribed method, which is something that I work out of, called the Bud Brisboy's Trumpet Today method book. But if I'm feeling in good shape, and if I'm feeling strong and everything's just working right, I cut corners in my warm-up. So the Bud Brisboy method book I will do a separate video on, but that's what I use if I have taken some time off the horn, you know, let's say a week off and I need to get back in shape. I go to that method book. And that's really important for everyone to figure out for themselves is what works for different scenarios. So for me, haven't played the horn in a week, I go to that method book, and I find within 3 days of doing that method book, I'm back in relatively good shape and I can carry on. However, what I might do next after I work my way through that method book is part 5 of my warm-up, which is essentially the same idea as going down, except now we're going up, always referencing that C. So part 5, assuming I'm in shape of my warm-up, is referencing that low C, but always matching that sound quality as I move my way up. after doing that, I will get into practicing. And what I practice mainly depends on what I have to work on in terms of gigs, or perhaps I'm preparing material to do more content. So I gear my practice session towards what I have to do. Hope that's helpful. Please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon, and let me know what topics you wish me to discuss and how I can help you in your trumpet journey.